So you all know that old Yankle is way past his glory days, despite his super low mileage. Like the plume of smoke that comes out of the exhaust on startup. Or the rusty, crusty body. But there's something I haven't been entirely forthright about, and no, it's not because I've been trying to deceive you or anything, it's made me anxious to think about. It's the engine. When I first got this car back in ye olden COVID times, I took an oil sample and sent it to Blackstone Labs. They're a really neat company. They're able to break down your oil and tell the health of your engine. When I got the results, my heart sank. Here's a direct quote from the engineer who reviewed my oil sample. Quincy, honestly, this engine looks rough. There's a lot of metal in the oil, as well as coolant and water contamination. Change this oil and inspect the cooling system carefully. Yikes. That sucked to hear, especially considering this car was not only in no shape to drive at that time, it couldn't even stop either. So, since then I've done two things. Take sick corners, no. Number one, change the oil, like a lot. And number two, ignore the elephant in the room, until now. Because Yankle, well, he showed me something I couldn't possibly ignore. Not just glitter, which is bad enough, but rust. Like thick chips of rust in the oil pan. I am going to find out what exactly is wrong with Yankle by doing the following. We're going to take him to the dyno to see just how much horsepower he has left. We're going to do a compression test to see the overall health of his engine. And lastly, we're going to take his engine apart to see where exactly things went wrong. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to upgrade certain things along the way. I'm Quincy, and you're watching Project Yankle. Now, the first most basic step to check the health of an engine is a compression test. It's a test to check how worn out the centralmost function of an engine is, the combustion chamber. The combustion chamber is where pistons suck air in and fart air out, which, by the way, is my favorite part. We're gonna measure just how much pressure Yankle's engine can generate on each of his 4 cylinders. And while we're at it, we're gonna see what his spark plugs look like and see if they have any special secrets they wanna share with us. So not only do we want each cylinder to be at least 110 psi, good on number 1, let's not get too excited though, but we also want each cylinder to be within about 10 psi of each other. And if just one is out of spec, well, we're in for a rough time. Cross your fingers for these next two, because the first two are immaculate. And now for cylinder 3. Damn. Man, if this last cylinder is low, I'm gonna be so sad. And cylinder 4. Let's go! Despite having a little bit of oil on them from the bad valve seals, the spark plugs look pretty good. Okay, wow, I honestly did not expect that test to go so well, but it proved me right for doubting you, Yankle. Now I think the next logical step is to go ahead and bring Yank to the dyno. What? Look, hear me out. Yankle's been on the road for about 1,000 or more miles since I found all that glitter and stuff in the oil pan, so what's another dyno run gonna do? Plus, however horsepower Yankle has left is a great metric to see how healthy he is. Or unhealthy, I don't know. So they just pulled the car around to get into the back, and just seeing someone else driving my car freaked me out, and this whole experience has been so stressful that I'm sweating like crazy. So what's your bet?
I'm just gonna say 89.
All right, I'll say 90. Yeah. So of course, Abby, the camera operator, and I decided to take bets on just how much horsepower Yankle's gonna make. And all you need to know is that if Yankle makes more horsepower than he's rated from the factory, Abby gets a pie in the face. And if Yankle lost any amount of horsepower over the last 35 years, well, you get the idea. 94! And here's the best run we had today. Not too bad. The car didn't blow up. Look.
Joel.
Yeah.
I dynoed Yankle.
Okay.
What do you think?
53.
96. Yeah?
No!
Come here.
Was this one of those situations where you like pay them just have this say whatever you want?
Subaru owner detected, opinion rejected.
You want to acknowledge the irony of the situation?
No.
Now the last performance metric I want to get before taking Yankle's engine apart is the 0 to 60 time. Please keep in mind that unless you are a professional driver who doesn't care for your clutch, launching a manual transmission vehicle is a finicky, inconsistent task. 11.5 seconds. Look, I'm not trying to brag, but if you had told me that Yankle would be pushing full compression on all 4 cylinders and be making more horsepower than he was rated for from the factory stock, come on. All right, so sure, we've been having a lot of good news lately, and I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna have to temper your expectations, because even if I didn't find that pile of glitter sharded out of Yankle's engine oil, he's still hemorrhaging oil out the exhaust when you first start the car up. So now for the really scary part. I'm gonna take yet another oil sample and send it off to Blackstone Labs, and while we wait for the report, we're gonna go ahead and dive right into Yankle's engine. Spoilers, I'm gonna upgrade the camshaft. With the valve cover off, we have our first clue. See all this lumpiness? That's called pitting. Now, pitting can be caused by all sorts of things, but in this case, I think it has to do with the fact that Yankle sat in a field for over a decade. Now, it does seem the damage is restricted to just the camshaft, which is great because we're already upgrading it anyway. I don't want to get too deep in the details, but let's just say there was a bracket on the exhaust that never should have been there in the first place. That felt good. All right, what do you say we yank this head off? Whoa, look, it's like off. Are you having trouble accessing the bolts on your engine? Just move it around. You'll get to it. Everything tastes bad now. Oh, fuck. Oxygen sensor. Now that we have the head off, we can take a closer look at the inside of the engine. And oh my god! This is the one with the bad valve stem oil seal. You can tell by how murky the cylinder looks from all the leaking oil burning and turning into carbon. Look at this! Wow! Is this head gasket sealer? Watch this. Ready? Stay to that. Yeah, look at that! Yeah, I'm sorry you had to see that. Anyways, this engine either had head gasket sealer in it, or the rust was so bad it clogged the coolant passages in the head gasket. I shouldn't do that. That's gonna make people so mad. The one that's supposed to be there, this? Oh. Watch. Wait. The head gasket was rusting. Yep, just put the camera right where I'm trying to work. Thanks. That's even better. Look at you. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the cylinder head. You know how I'm always telling you that valves are opening and closing? So as the intake valves open, close, and then the exhaust valves open. What we're doing to this engine is we're replacing the camshaft so that the valves are open for longer and they go further down. So that way more air is able to go in and out. You know, with the pitted camshaft and all the rust in the head gasket, I think we have a good idea of where all that crap in the oil came from. So we've got the cylinder head out of the car, we've got it disassembled. The last thing we need to do is separate the camshaft from the cylinder head. Camshaft. Finally, we get to access the valve seals. You know, the things that were causing all that smoke from the exhaust. So that is our valve stem seal. That little brown gasket, yeah, that's it. All this work for that little thing. Now we get to start putting things back together. Yay. So the head is as assembled as it will be before it goes into the car. I'm on a lot of wires there. Oh fuck. So to illustrate the mental state I'm in, I just installed the throttle body upside down. With the engine back together, it's time to ask the age-old question. Does my 1991 Volkswagen Golf 8 valve start? 3, 2... It's firing on one cylinder. The timing was off by around 120 degrees. That is because I don't have a good reason for you. I just tinkered with the timing for like 2 hours. My camera operator is gone, but I think that'll be able to start the car. So let's see. I'm scared. That's something. Okay, so the engine's running, albeit probably the worst it's ever ran. So I don't know. I'll check in tomorrow. I've been at work for like 14 hours. Tune in next time to see Yankle absolutely shit himself and to see just how much horsepower he... Wait a second. Lost?